What a year. Who thought we'd all still be doing this? What's crazy is that while we've been living virtually, so many of you, our customers, have been out in the wild tackling real-world problems. Speaking of that, I want to show you something. Actually, I want to show all of you something. Come on, let's go.
To stay alive, companies had to speed up their digital transformation. I mean, the largest companies had to think about delivering the smallest orders in record time. Like, how can you get 50,000 Taco Bells, Pizza Huts, KFCs, and Habit Burgers to do curbside pickup? Oh, like that. Thank you. Modern BI accelerated everything, and it happened at breakneck speed. The businesses that embrace this, they're off and running.
Yeah, Emerson is definitely the heavyweight in cold chain logistics. They use Domo to rewrite how the COVID vaccine gets distributed. Through IoT and modern BI, they were able to augment their distribution network from frozen food to life-saving vaccines in record time. Yeah, they did that. Modern BI from Domo leveled up how government dealt with the pandemic too. I mean, states like right here in Utah relied on the real-time data that Domo compiled from the WHO, the CDC, Johns Hopkins University, from Federal Reserve economic data, the New York Times, and a dozen more sources. And we're not just talking pretty BI charts. Domo cleaned and pushed out critical pandemic data every 7 minutes. CNBC's Jim Cramer called it the best public COVID-19 tracker. Over 500,000 people leveraged our tracker, and a third of all Domo customers used it to enrich their own data sets. That's what I call BI leverage. Ha-ha! And Domo customers like Disney helped us all weather the storm by doubling down on streaming services like Disney+. We saw modern BI quickly jump from our laptops to our TVs. And we all started asking more intelligent questions like, hey Siri, when does the new Kenobi series come out? Hey Alexa, there's another season of Mandalorian dropping soon, right? For me, I started Domo with this crazy idea. Why can't I get access to all of my data in real time? Why can't I run my business from anywhere I want? And if I could run my business from any device, why couldn't everyone in my business do it too? And what about my partners, my vendors, my customers? Why can't modern BI be for everyone? So that's what we set out to do with Domo. Make modern BI for all. But BI is only as good as the underlying data. We knew from the beginning that in order to make Domo powerful, to actually make the tool useful, we had to find a way to unlock the data, and I mean all the data. And at the heart of modern BI is data. We like to think about data as this neat and tidy thing. Endless banks of servers, trillions of rows of ones and zeros, just marching along. Lights that blink that everything's okay. Doors that hiss when they open. Problem is, that couldn't be further from reality.
And cut.
And no one wants to say it, but data's a hot mess. And getting your ingredients to meld is not straightforward.
Where's my sauce?
Businesses were in the weeds last year. They had to figure out how to embrace the chaos, how to roll with it, because literally everyone was pounding on the table, waiting for their data to keep things moving. Getting out in front of the mess was crucial. To survive, you needed speed, confidence, and agility. I mean, for the questions that we knew to ask, like what's my revenue? What's my current-ish inventory? How many people do I have working remotely? Well, sure, traditional BI was sufficient, but what about the questions we never thought that we'd be asking? It's a lonely feeling waiting for answers from traditional BI. I mean, by the time you've asked your question and waited for an answer, the world's moved on. Even for people at the front of the line, the analysts, the data scientists, they're still not getting it fast enough. The thing that modern BI does different is this. No more waiting. No more not being qualified or important enough to get the answers that you need. And if you don't have to wait, if you can get it for yourself, well then any kind of question from literally anyone in your organization is totally fair game. With modern BI, everyone gets a piece. So how do we get there? How do we get to modern BI for all? It really comes down to three simple principles that really are the foundation of Domo. Number one, data agility. Number two, data literacy. And then really was probably my favorite, number three, intelligent action. And this really is what comprises Domo. Now, data agility is all about getting data to work and getting it to work together, even though it might not be designed to have worked together. This used to be an incredibly painful and expensive process, which is why it really is such a source of frustration and point of failure. Now, I'm talking about connecting, not necessarily moving, but definitely connecting the on-prem data, the data from cloud solutions, cloud data platforms, IoT devices, third-party data, and yeah, everyone has spreadsheets. Lots and lots of spreadsheets, definitely more than they care to admit. These sources just represent a small fraction of the thousands, in some cases tens of thousands, of data sources across an entire organization. In fact, we have a global CPG company that has over 40,000 data sources coming into Domo daily. At Domo, we built connectors to pull these together, no matter if the data lives here, or here, or here. But to make sense of all this data is Domo's Adrenaline engine. It's the engine that delivers cloud-scale BI. Tens of trillions of rows of data are handled through Adrenaline, where you can query the data and run computations with sub-second response times. An important part of Adrenaline is a set of data management capabilities: governance, auditing, permissions, compliance, HIPAA, SOC 2, encryption, creating a data fabric that makes your data accessible and actionable. And that's the power of data agility with Domo. Now, let's move on to data literacy. Data literacy means making this complex and vast data much more useful and accessible to everyone. It's not about training up more analysts, like the approach of traditional BI. It's about giving regular people access and the confidence to leverage data in their day-to-day. Your finance team, your IT team, operations, sales, suppliers, even your partners. Where traditional BI was more about repeatable answers, modern BI is all about questions. Questions from everyone. From your ops team, sales, HR, facilities, product teams, dev teams, even from outside your organization. And we see it with our customers. First, they start out with tens of users, then thousands of users, and then tens of thousands of users, all at one customer. And they're all taking advantage of the powerful data fabric. This kind of participation is what changes cultures inside and out. And when we're making it easier to ask questions, using natural language, or even having the platform generate answers for questions you didn't even think to ask. Data literacy done right is when everyone is participating and ready to take action. And now for my favorite, intelligent action. That's where Domo takes modern BI and supercharges it. Action is not a conceptual thing for us. It is a real impact, real doing in the real world. Because modern BI, it doesn't live in charts and graphs. It lives where the work gets done. It could be as simple as mobile alerts, which, by the way, are really powerful. Intelligent action can also be bespoke intelligent apps, lots of apps. These apps can be built by IT devs, analysts, partners, even citizen developers. Each of these apps inherit all of the logic, rules, and permissions of your data fabric. These apps can change workflow, connecting operations with finance, marketing with vendors, and sales with customers. Even basic things like automation, when they're done right, give you back all of this time to focus on opportunity, on being better. And that's what's so beautiful about modern BI. About Domo is speed. I mean, apps can be built in weeks, even days, not months. And then you can share out these apps to your teams, your customers, your vendors. Oh, and then the app's right back to the source, enriching your data even more. This speed is throughout Domo. Speed of data agility, speed of data literacy, and the speed of intelligent action. 2020 gave us a new world. What you, our customers, did in the wild, tackling real-world problems, it really inspired me in 2020. And I can't wait to see what we can all do together in 2021. And to do it, we're going to continue to deliver modern BI for all.